Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Welcome back to News Watch 12 this morning. We're continuing to watch this storm system swirl across the Pacific Northwest, and it's bringing us some rain and some snow this morning. Snow mainly in elevations above 6,000 feet, but those snow levels will fall throughout the course of today. So more on that in a second, but first, Stormcast will show you the progression of all the wet weather for today. And right around lunchtime, we could get a bit of a midday lull, but then we're expecting more showers after that. Peaking in coverage and intensity probably right around the peak of daytime heating, which is between 4 to 5 p.m. around this time of the year. But then the sun goes down and a lot of these showers will lose their fuel. Could have a few showers left over to the west of the Cascades, but I think the rest of us should be pretty dry. And overnight lows are going to go way down tonight. Also, more on that in a second. Here's some of these new water totals we're expecting for today, and the bulk of this is going to go up into the Cascades, between a half an inch to an inch, maybe an inch and some change, but less than a tenth of an inch of new water totals for the rest of these microclimates. Snow levels, like I mentioned, around 6,000 feet for this morning, dropping down to around 4,000 feet a little bit later today. So that means places like Lake of the Woods and Lakeview and Klamath Falls and Chiloquin and Modoc Point, all those areas could see a transition to snow at some point a little bit later today. Speaking of the snow, here's what we're projecting through the rest of today, and we could have maybe upwards of 3 to 6 inches on some of those Cascade passes, maybe a trace to an inch or a couple inches for Oregon 140. The same thing with US 97 and maybe a little dusting of snow towards Siskiyou Summit. So we're not going to have crippling snowfall totals, but we will have enough to cause a bit of a headache on some of these higher mountain passes. So for today, we'll have showers likely. Again, a mixture of rain and snow depending on the elevation. It's going to be cool today. Temperatures will only be in the 40s and 50s, and with the winds gusting out of the west and northwest between 25 to 35 miles per hour, well, that combination of the winds and the temperatures is going to make it feel brutal outside at times. Now, for tonight, the winds will calm down, but these overnight temperatures alone are going to be brutal. Teens and 20s to the east of the Cascades, 20s and 30s for west side valleys. In fact, I'm thinking that the Shasta Valley will actually be below freezing. So if you have outdoor pets, plants, or outdoor plumbing, and I think most of us do, then be sure that you tie up those loose ends. And then along the coast, we're going to be in the low 40s. Again, could have some showers left over to the west of the Cascades for tonight, but I think we're going to really start to dry out, especially in a Thursday. We're tracking a very weak little impulse for Friday. I think most of us stay dry, and actually the rest of the forecast period is looking pretty dry after today, which means that we're also going to start to trend a little bit warmer and a little bit more seasonal as we head into next week. Here's the 7-day forecast for the coast. Rain likely for today, and then looking much drier by Thursday. A very small chance at another shower for Friday. For Siskiyou County, rain looking likely for today, and then dry and pretty cool after that. Look at those overnight lows dropping down into the middle 20s. Then for the basin, we'll have a rain-snow mix for today. Remember, for places like Klamath Falls, and I was going to say Lake of the Woods, but Lake of the Woods is technically in the Cascades. But for those elevations between 4,000 to 6,000 feet, you'll probably see a transition from rain to snow at some point throughout the course of the day. For the mountains, we can maybe get 6 to 8 inches up towards Crater Lake, so helping to add back to the snowpack. And then for the Rogue Valley, rain looking likely for today, and then the forecast is pretty dry after that.